Hello, my name is Tim, and I'm here to talk to you about Arizona State Bill 1070, or the Support Our Law Enforcement and Safe Neighborhoods Act. It is a state law signed on April 23, 2010 by Governor Jan Brewer, a Republican from Arizona, and is supposed to go into effect on July 28, 2010. It is the broadest and strictest illegal immigration law in the United States. Penalties include misdemeanors for aliens who are in Arizona without papers, severe punishment for sheltering, hiding, transport of aliens. First-time offenders can receive up to 6 months in jail and $1,000 in fines. Those are all from the Arizona legislative website. This caused intense controversy due to the racial profiling nature of the law, which has led to protests nationwide, including the boycott of Arizona. Why is it a social justice issue, you may ask? Social justice is the fair and proper administration of laws conforming to the natural law that all persons, irrespective of ethnic origin, gender, possessions, race, religion, etc., are supposed to be treated with prejudice. That's from businessdictionary.com. In that definition, there are three clauses or pillars of social justice that Arizona State Bill 1070 blatantly defies, including fair and proper administration of laws, irrespective of ethnic origin, and treated without prejudice. In this speech, I will discuss how Arizona State Bill 1070 blatantly defies these three pillars and what has been done and what can be done to peacefully oppose this law. The first pillar is fair and proper administration of laws. Presidents rarely care about state laws, but President Obama publicly criticized the law, stating that it undermines the basic notions of fairness that we cherish as Americans, as well as the trust between police and our communities that is so crucial to keeping us safe. Not only did Obama publicly criticize the law, but he chose the perfect forum to express his views during a ceremony intended for the commemoration of immigrant soldiers who have fought bravely for our country. If the leader and figurehead of the free world, who almost 70% of Americans agree with, who has been left with a crumbling economy, a failed war, and a multitude of other nationwide problems, takes time out of not only a national address congratulating immigrants for their sacrifices for our country, but his busy day to publicly criticize a law made at the state level and claims it undermines the basic notions of fairness that we cherish as Americans, there's obviously something seriously wrong and socially unjust with Arizona State Bill 1070. Also, Mexican President Felipe Calderon also has condemned the law, and the Mexican government has even gone as far as to issue a travel advisory warning against Mexican citizens traveling to Arizona. The main criticism which has led to massive protests is surrounding the violation of the irrespective to ethnic origin clause of the social justice definition. This quote is from the second section of the state bill, stating, "Any legitimate contact made by an officer or agency where reasonable suspicion exists that the person is an alien who is unlawfully present in the United States, a reasonable attempt shall be made to determine the immigration status of this individual." Essentially what this is saying is if you look like an immigrant, you will be stopped by Arizona police forces and your immigration status will be questioned on a basis of reasonable suspicion. You may ask yourself, well, what warrants reasonable suspicion? Dictionary.com defines reasonable suspicion as a set of circumstances which justify the stop, search, and potential seizure of persons, goods, etc. It's not clearly defined by any credible source because reasonable suspicion is determined case by case by the involved officer. Based on these premises included in State Bill 1070, individuals can be stopped on a basis of reasonable suspicion, meaning you look like an illegal immigrant, of being illegal, aliens, and forced under threat of incarceration by police to produce documents which will defend the citizen status of individuals. The third pillar is treated without prejudice. Although Weekend Update on SNL is never considered a credible source, I cannot refrain from quoting Seth Meyers on the matter. This week, Arizona signed the toughest illegal immigration law in the country, which will allow police to demand identification papers from anyone they suspect is in the country illegally. I know there are some people in Arizona worried that Obama is acting like Hitler, but we can all agree that there's nothing more Nazi than saying, "Show me your papers." There's never been a World War II movie that doesn't include the line, "Show me your papers." It's their catchphrase. Every time someone says, "Show me your papers," Hitler's family gets a residual check. So heads up, Arizona, that's fascism. I know, it's dry fascism, but it's still fascism. However, a more credible source, Cardinal Richard M. Mahoney of Los Angeles, also drew parallels between the immigration law and fascist leaders, stating that Arizona is now reverting Arizona is now reverting to German Nazi and Russian communist techniques whereby people are required to turn one another in to the authorities on any suspicion of documentation. When a law passed by a state is generating enough criticism to warrant the comparisons to Nazi Germany and Communist Russia, both of which have committed unconsolable genocide, we as Americans obviously need to do something to oppose such a law, or who knows where we could end up. Despite the harsh reality of the passage of the bill, there have already been various countermeasures implemented to combat the movement into a law. House Bill 2162 was signed a week after the passage of State Bill 1070, and attempts to lessen the degree of racial profiling insinuated by the original bill by clarifying that prosecutors will not investigate complaints based on race, color, and nationality. This bill also reduced the severity of the punishments for those caught breaking the law. A referendum has been launched which requires 76,000 signatures by mid-summer, and pending that would delay the bill becoming law until 2012. Large-scale protests across the nation, along with the overall boycott of the state, have been on headlines across the world, and multiple lawsuits against the state of Arizona, one from a police officer, one from a Latino Christian organization, one from the city of Tucson, and one from the city of Flagstaff. Arizona State Bill 1070 is socially unjust because it blatantly defies the three main principles outlined in the definition of social justice: fair and proper administration of laws, irrespective of ethnic origin, and treated without prejudice. Although there have been countermeasures taken since the approval of this bill to prevent its transformation into law, it is thus up to us as Americans to voice our disapproval of the Arizona immigration law and protect the integrity of our nation.